This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good morning. I'd like to call the July 13th Commissioners meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Synchronized?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See?
God save the Queen.
All right, looks like we have, let's do public forum. I'm looking, gallery's pretty full. Yes, recognize
If
Ms.
I may, on behalf of the city, Gary Peters, Taken City Council.
Yes.
As the usual, after 4th of July reports, just curious as to if the district sustained any damage, vandalism, or anything to any of their facilities. The number of reports around the county is up significantly from last year as to damage from fireworks and so forth. So I'm just curious as to if you folks experienced any problems or any issues as a result of the 4th.
I'm not aware of any.
I think just the normal cleaning up inside our fence lines from the bottle rockets and stuff, but no damage to the facilities.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
All right. Anything else? No?
Oh, that's it, thank you.
Recognize Patrick McCourt.
Patrick McCourt. As some of the commissioners may know, or all, our company is in the process of developing a mixed-use, multi-story building at the intersection of Main Street and 20th in downtown Lake Stevens. One of the challenges that we've identified is the availability of sewer for our facility. We did talk with the Public Works Director for the City of Lake Stevens, the City Administrator, and other city officials about the need to get the sewer plans approved so that you folks can get your project out to bid. That project is a very substantial project, both from an economic perspective that will benefit not only the city but the sewer district. I am told that as of last week, of the 3 sets of plans, 2 of those have been approved. Kudos to the district for getting through that process. And I'm anxious to find out when the final set will be done and the district will actually be out to bid and awarding and hopefully under construction.
I think by Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, our engineers currently are working on our response and a resubmittal on the lift station 2C plans. There's an internal QA this week or next with Gray and Osborne, and then we should be able to submit the following week or resubmit on the 2C. So as soon as those plans are the permits approvable, then we'll move forward with preparing the bid package, which has been happening concurrently with the plan design or the designs as well. So it should be a pretty quick rollout to bid after we got the permits approvable.
Ask one more question.
Sure.
What is the total engineer's estimate for the 3 projects? What's the capital estimate?
I think we're right around the 13-14 million.
For all 3 projects?
Yeah, and then another 1.7 for the not critical downtown lift stations, but we've got 2 other upgrades and decommissioning that are scheduled around the same time. So I think it's roughly about a 15 million.
Does that sewer improvement, and I wish I had looked at the plans, extend along the frontage of the proposed new Station 81?
We're rehabbing the manhole right at the intersection at 20th and Grade, and then the force main is continuing on 20th to 123rd, going down 123rd and then up North Lakeshore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else in the room? How about the virtual wall? Anybody out there virtually would like to? All right, any cards or letters? Nothing cards or letters. All right, we'll close the public forum. We have an agenda in front of us. How do we? Oh, we have a That's interesting. So we're gonna jump in before the agenda. We'll talk about Sparksman annexation public hearing. Sorry. So,
We'll specifically open the public hearing and then ask them.
all right, we'll open the public hearing for the Sparkman annexation at this time.
To hear any
Yeah.
public
Any
comment or
public
testimony.
comment in the room on Sparkman? To the virtual wall on Sparkman? Cards and letters on Sparkman?
Nothing.
Okay, that will close the Sparkman annexation public hearing. Now we have an agenda. How do we like the agenda? I see one little minor correction on mine.
One correction, under consent items, D payroll, the number should be updated to $256,811.82.
Up by $13 and some change. Okay, no problem. Duly noted. How do we like the agenda with that correction?
I'd make a motion that we approve the consent agenda items with the correction under D, which would have been payroll as mentioned.
Okay, we have an agenda.
Seconded.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Gets us to consent items. We just mentioned A through I. How do we like the consent items, A through
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items A through I.
I? All right. I hear a second.
I second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Brings us down to old business. Bachelor door, DEA, second addendum.
This addenda obviously modifies the developer extension agreement for Bachelor by removing references to Fagerly. Originally, half of the project was going to flow to Fagerly lift station or the Fagerly project, and the other half to IZ. And the applicant or the proponent is now wanting to go 100% through IZ. So,
All right, so we cleaned that up.
Mhm.
Any comments, concerns from my fellow commissioners?
No, none.
Okay,
I'd make a motion to approve the bachelor door, DEA second addendum.
have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second it.
All right, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Brings us down to resolution. Looks through the glasses as 1051 on Sparkman annexation, which we just recently had a public hearing on.
So resolution 1051 is the commissioners approving the petition and authorizing staff to send the matter to the boundary review board. The resolution's been reviewed by legal and is recommended by staff for approval.
Questions or comments?
No, but I will go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution number 1051, which is a resolution of the Board of Sewer Commissioners determining to approve a petition for annexation of an area contiguous to the district known as the Sparkman annexation and referring that matter to the boundary review.
A motion, do we have a second?
I second it.
All right, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Brings us down to number 8, new business, wastewater treatment plant forklift and field Polaris Ranger purchase.
So the wastewater treatment plant forklift is an estimated cost of roughly $40,000, $39,488.17 to be exact. The upgraded forklift is needed to be able to move our dumpsters around, and especially with all the proposals we've received from Waste Management on how they're going to manage our screenings waste after the county passed its not accepting screenings ordinance. Our current forklift with a 4-ton lifting capacity can't do it.
Crap.
Uh,
Do we just surplus the?
Yeah, we'll surplus the old one. So that one is recommended by staff. And then the field Polaris Ranger purchase for proposed purchase price of $22,956.79. The field's requesting the Ranger to be able to maintain some of our easement lines that are difficult to or impossible to get to with our conventional vehicles. it would allow us to be able to remove our CCTV equipment from our larger vehicle, throw it in the back of the Ranger, and be able to run it off of a little 5 kW generator. There are several of those easements that the district didn't consider how in the future we would access those easements and those lines. So again, they're very difficult to get to. And again, is recommended by staff for approval.
Questions, comments?
Just looks like it was off state bid.
Yeah.
Can have any color you want as long as it's green, apparently. So it'll look like a John Deere. Great. Well, this says green on here, base model green, but hey, maybe I'm looking at, upgrade. Okay, well, I have no issues with that. I would make a motion authorizing the district to sign. I'm assuming it's going to be our general manager or designee to enter in the purchase for the wastewater treatment plant, the needed forklift, and the field Polaris Ranger purchase for a collection side.
Commissioner Wright, did you have any questions before we
I don't.
entertain them? Okay, I have one question. How do we do it today?
So for the HP line, we send 2 staff out on foot to do about a half mile worth of just inspection. If any of those manholes that are on that line that need repair, then we're wheelbarrowing concrete and all the tools that we need. And right now it takes at least our seasonal maintenance person to maintain that, almost working the entire 4 months to maintain that easement to where we can even walk it. And they make progress, and then they have to walk in their tools and gas and all of that. But right now we're in the process of identifying even more easements that we can no longer get to, that it's all walk-in.
So which is the worst one?
The worst one is here, this long section here.
Okay.
Is that between Crosswater and then down into
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Of Valterra View.
Yeah.
It's not an exclusive utility easement. There's Bonneville and Seattle City Light, and then there's other sensitive underground utilities on the east side of that. So,
And that's in a gully, so it's a pain.
yeah, we've got a reverse siphon here where there's a creek that the sewer main goes under. We do have in our comprehensive plan, right now this is just a flush tank. It holds water and it's got a sluice gate on it, and on a timer it just opens that to try to, with regular gravity flow, we don't have enough flow to maintain the siphon, so we have to flush it out. So I think it's in 2027 or 28, we want to convert that dowsing station into a lift station so we get a consistent flow and it'll flush that main a little better.
It's almost like you've been at this a while.
Yeah.
Well, I think the city, if correctly, you guys have some small utilities. I thought I've seen someone like the South Lake Stephen Trail, some of your parks people use. I mean, they're useful equipment.
That's how that.
Yeah.
And then, there's several parts of our Vernon Road diversion that are no longer accessible because of adjoining development, or the homeowners have improved their property to where it's still technically not encroaching on our easement, but we'd have a hard time getting
Around the place at?
Yeah.
All right, I'm good. All right, I think there's,
I made a motion. I don't know if,
yeah, you made a motion. So motion on the floor after a little discussion. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
all right.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, brings us down management reports. General manager.
Alrighty. Caring by Sharing has $318.94 in it. That's enough to help 2 families. The flow at the plant right now is 2.47 million gallons a day, which is normal for this time of year. Our total inorganic nitrogen year to date is 50,905 pounds, which is 40% of our limit, and that's through the end of June, which is excellent. And then also report that we just submitted for our laboratory reaccreditation through Department of Ecology. So we'll be awaiting that response.
Awesome. Hope we sent them with a box of chocolates. Assistant General Manager.
All right, so we've collected 45.07 GFCs and issued 97 permits to date. The lift station 2C force main and the business loop gravity sewer projects permits have been approved. I'd like to thank city staff for the expedited review. We've been waiting on these ones for a while, so it was good news, made my weekend. Like I had mentioned previously, the engineers are wrapping up their revisions in response to the city's comments for lift station 2C, 4C, and 6C projects. So we should be ready for resubmittal in the next couple of weeks and to push those permits through. Let's see, the district recently sent out a request for qualifications for on-call engineering, and the request closes today. So staff will likely begin evaluating those statements of qualifications next week and setting up interviews if necessary. And that's all I got.
Fantastic. Thank you. City report? Anything extra?
No, I don't think so. I was trying to think.
Yeah.
My head's still exploding for 4th of July. So,
88
It lasts
project
a-
downtown's kicked off. I think pre-con was earlier this week.
like I said, we've had, just to give you, for instance, between North Cove, Davies, and Sunset, we've, Undine, North Cove, and Davies, we've had recorded 191 incidents at those three parks alone in the first 6 months of the year. We had 3 police officers on staff on 4th of July. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So we are very challenged right now.
They
Very
can't,
challenged.
they added the cameras there for a while at Davies. Did that help at all? Or help for a while and then
We can't.
it just blends into the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So very challenging times.
Okay. Thank you, I guess. All right, commissioners report. Commissioner number 1.
Number 1, oh boy, I guess I get us started again. Not a whole lot. I mean, we did WASWA Section 3 the other night. As you all know, the budget approval is coming up for the statewide, so our section needed to take a look at it. And so it's important that everybody, all commissioners, not just our district, but every district in the state, whether you're water or sewer, take a look at it because it'll be adopted towards the end of the year. It'll go to the general membership once the e-board takes a look at it. As you know, I'm on the e-board, so we're just trying to kind of get that adopted. So other than, I think, adding on to Councilmember Peter Shagan's comments about 4th of July, it was busy around Lake Stevens. I was not busy enough, they called me out. I was so far down the list, so I was okay with that. But the rockets, red glares, and the bombs bursting in air were going until 2 or 3 in the morning, it seemed like. But people love their fireworks, so it's one of those things. I think we only came into the city of Lake Stevens to actually look at one structure fire from our office, which that's, it's unfortunate, but I think a few years ago there was like 4 or 5, so it was like, that's kind of progress, yes.
Or luck.
Well, yeah, we'll call it luck, but yeah. So, no, other than that.
Thank you. Commissioner number 2.
Hello. I just want to say how grateful I am to the sewer staff and city for moving forward with the lift station 2C. I know that's been a lot of work, and that's very exciting that there's progress in that. And those are my comments for today.
Thank you. Yeah, and all I have is just, I guess a way restating what our mission is. Environmental protection, protecting the ratepayer, and making sure our employees are supported and engaged, because that's how the first 2 happen. And some of those all aren't mutually exclusive. They overlap, and there's tension at times between those three, but those are the three that we balance as a mission for the district. And so when I have doubts or questions about decision or a priority or whatever, I come back to that grounding of those three priorities. And so I just offer that up today as a reminder. It's everything I have. Do we have a executive session today?
Yes, but probably about 5 minutes. Short.
You're gonna lie again?
Well, I don't want to be too long.
Yes, I understand. We did estimate too long last time. Okay, so let's do executive session. How about we start at 9:25? We'll go for 5 minutes, and if Mrs. Stevens could do the preamble.
Sure thing. The Lake Stevens Sewer District Commission will now, we're at 9:25. Is that when we'll begin? We'll take a short recess.
Thanks.
Yes, Jordan.
Okay, so at 9:25, the district commission will move into executive session pursuant to RCW 4230-110 subsection 1 subsection I to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters related to pending litigation to which the agency is a party. The executive session will conclude at 9:30, and at the conclusion, the commission will adjourn the board meeting with no related announcements or action taken. So we will recess until 9:25.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Got a couple moments.
A little bio break. See,
Yeah.
look at that, huh? That's the kind of leadership I got going. Huh? Thoughtfulness. My corporate training.
Kicking in and you're ready to retire. So it's only taken 30 years, right?
Exactly.
No worries.
This conference will now be recorded.
We're back in general session and we need a few more minutes. There will be no decisions made as we come out. We're going to go back into executive session for another 5 minutes. We'll come back out at 35 after the hour, all the same reasons for. Thank you.